This episode is brought to you by Schismatic Industries. Schismatic Industries is gi and no gi jiu-jitsu apparel. You can check out their apparel at www.schismaticindustries.com, which is spelled SCHISMATIC Industries. You can also follow them on Instagram at schismatic_industries and check them out for the best gi and no gi jiu-jitsu apparel. This episode is also brought to you by Guardian Oil. You can follow them at www.tryguardianoil.com or follow them on Instagram at handle tryguardianoil. Guardian Oil is a spray, a cleansing spray you can use before or after training, especially in the grappling department, to keep you clean, keep your skin healthy, soft, and clean from infection and germs.
I'm a champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The Doctor and the Driver podcast
starts now.
Good evening. It's awkward. Very awkward. This is going to be a special or unspecial episode. The doctor is busy. Alex is at work. So I'll be solo today. I was going to have a teammate from my gym, Mr. 250, come on. And he wouldn't get home late. He wouldn't get home until late. So it's just me. So I assume this will probably be very short, to the point. Not really sure what to talk about. I also thought that the Volkanovski Ortega card was next week, and it looks like it's in 2 weeks. Next week is the Anthony Smith and Spann fight card. Not the greatest fight card. So, let's see. Let's talk about. Potential news for myself. Potential. Probably shouldn't even say it, but October 30th, my head coach is trying to get me a super fight in a local event via no-gi super fight, submission only, EBI rules, EBI overtime. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that happens. That'll be October 30th. If I do get on the card, I'll be sure to post a bunch about it. Put the link in my bio on Instagram, Driver MMA, of course. So fingers crossed, I get that no-gi super fight on October 30th. Again, maybe I shouldn't even say anything because it's kind of up in the air. So shall see. But I think I'm assuming I'd be on the undercard of more well-known. So, but the opportunity is cool. The fact it's a possibility is pretty exciting for me. Submission only, all submissions legal, no gi. It's kind of right up my alley. So fingers crossed we can make that happen. This is strange. I haven't talked to myself before. Let me see. So, Evander Holyfield, 100 years old. How old is he actually? I think he is, what is he, 58, 60 years old. Got knocked out by Vitor Belfort, Vitor Belfort, steroids, the whole nine. Also older, but at least 10 years younger than Holyfield. Knocked him out. Was pretty excited about it. Kind of a shame. So that was a pretty unfortunate, not the biggest Vitor Belfort fan. Of course, being a Michael Bisping fan, how could you? But the co-main event, Anderson Silva knocks out Tito Ortiz in 1 round. That was nice. I think Anderson Silva can actually box. I think he can box very well. He took on, who was it? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And won. That was like kind of crazy. I didn't expect him to win. And then he comes out and beats an overweight Tito Ortiz. That's pretty exciting. And we always knew he was a phenomenal striker, but even at his age, he's like 40, I don't know, 46, 48. He's older. So is Tito, but impressive. I think, I mean, I'm sure everyone's thinking it. I would say Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul should be next, or Logan Paul. Probably Jake Paul. That seems to make the most sense to me. He's older. He's not in the UFC anymore. UFC doesn't have to sign off on it to okay it. You just do it. I'd be pretty excited to see that. Tyron Woodley let us down again for like the 5th fight in a row. Of course, the 4 prior were MMA, but didn't really show up. Let us down again. Which is a shame because obviously he can strike and all that, but Anderson Silva, pretty impressive in his 2 boxing bouts, in my opinion. If you've listened to me for a very long time, or if you know me personally, not the biggest boxing fan, so I'd probably be the wrong guy to tell you what looks good and technique and all that stuff. But I think impressive to me. Maybe a real boxer could look at it and be like, nah, no, I'm not going to cut it. But I'm sure if you said that about Silva, you'd say the same thing about Jake Paul. So, yeah, I would like to see that, and there'd be less of a size difference. Woodley's obviously pretty big, but Silva fought his whole career in the weight class above, even some at 205. So that's crazy. This is a serious topic nowadays. Who's fighting Jake Paul next? But why not be Anderson Silva? That's my, I would say, not so hot take, because I'm sure I'm not the first person to throw that out there. Let me think. What else we had? Conor McGregor threw a drink at Machine Gun Kelly, I guess. I saw it was all over Instagram today. Conor being Conor. I mean, who knows? Wasn't that exciting? I guess I had to mention it. It was all over Instagram this morning. So, but not there wasn't a whole lot to it. The story I heard, and then there's probably other versions, was that Conor asked for a picture with Machine Gun Kelly. He said no. And then I guess Machine Gun Kelly pushed Conor, and Conor spilled his drink, threw it at him. By the time this comes out, who knows? That might have been cleared up. Might have been cleared up the whole time, and I don't have the full story. So that's likely not that exciting news in my opinion. So there's that. I've never done this much talking by myself, so maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe I'm not talking enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm running through stuff too quickly. Maybe I'm dragging out. I'm not sure. Doing my best. Like I said, this will probably not be very long. Talk a little bit about the couple fights I do know that are on next week. Let me check my phone if there's any other news I'm missing. Those are the things that stands out to me. Oh, there was something that came out about Jose Aldo was saying that Khabib left too early. He's not the GOAT. I don't think that's that hot of a take. I think a lot of people don't think he's the GOAT. I wouldn't consider him the GOAT, but I think he's the most impressive as far as dominance that we've seen. But we definitely didn't see enough of it. Like his best fights were his last 3 or whatever. Like the performance against Conor, the performance against Poirier, the performance against Gaethje. It was just like he kept getting better and better guys, and he was just acing them, which was mind blowing. Especially earlier in his career, he had a bunch of decisions still dominant performances. I don't think he lost a round. That's what everyone says. I certainly haven't gone back to look at the less interesting fights and look at the scorecards, and I don't remember when he was fighting on the prelims. So I'll take their word for it. He definitely has seemed dominant ever since I've seen him, and he was finishing all the best guys. So yeah, he left too soon to be considered the GOAT. But as far as dominance, I mean, he's up there with like the most dominant, scary fighters that you almost know he's going to win. Like he's up there, even though he did cut out early. So I don't think Aldo saying that is crazy news. I'd probably agree with him, but um, I just saw that earlier. That's what else? Let's see. I didn't see that on my phone, but I just thought of it as I was scrolling. Okay. So Chandler tweeted out that whenever their pay-per-view is, their pay-per-view, Gaethje versus Chandler. That'll be November, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, forgive me. I don't. Alex is usually my Google guy, and I'm not very good at multitasking. I think it's November. Chandler versus Gaethje. I don't know if they're co-maining or if they're under the co-main, because I think, again, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not going to, besides knocking my hat off, I'm not going to pull up the card. This is hard enough for me to talk to myself as it is. Pretty sure, again, I'm wrong. Sorry, but it's a 3-round fight. I know that. I think it's on Usman versus Covington 2. I think that co-main is Lawler versus Diaz 2, which is I'm actually pretty excited about in a weird way. And then I think the quote unquote feature fight, the 3-rounder, because that co-main between Lawler and Diaz is 5 rounds, which is kind of crazy. 5-round co-main for no title, but I'm pretty sure it's the same card. If it's not, then just erase that last 30 seconds out of your brain. But I think that's the fight before the Lawler Diaz fight, Gaethje Chandler. I mean, I'm really excited for that one. I'm almost excited for that one as I am Covington versus Usman 2. I'm jumping the gun here. I'm predicting Colby Covington to win. But here is the disclaimer. The disclaimer here is I've picked Usman to lose like the last 4 title fights or whatever. I don't think I've ever predicted him to win. I predicted him. I said, gun to my head, my house is on the line. He's beating Masvidal the second time. I said that. But I still was like, fuck it. I'll pick Masvidal because I wanted to see him win. And I picked Colby the first time. And Alex and I both were super high on Gilbert Burns. We thought that the title was done. Burns had it in the bag. Almost knocked him out in the first minute or whatever, but whatever. Anyways, I keep picking Usman to lose, and he keeps dominating everyone. And it's not even that I don't like him. I think he's a fantastic champion. I always just think someone has the answer. This is the statement I'm making. I'm picking Covington to win the rematch. If Covington loses the rematch, I will not pick Usman to lose again. I won't. No matter how I feel about it, no matter what crazy circumstances comes up where I'm like, but this time so-and-so has this, and Usman has that. I won't do it. If Covington loses this time, and I wouldn't say I'm being a hater, because I'm not being a hater. I like Usman, I do. I'm not picking him to lose. I'm not picking Usman to lose again if he loses this pay-per-view against Covington for the second time. Picking Covington to win. I think he'll do it. If he doesn't, I'm picking Usman all day long, every matchup from till the end of time until he loses. Anyways, that was a big circle. So Gaethje, I think Gaethje and Chandler are on that card. And Chandler tweeted out. He tweeted out something like, I'm going to plant my foot in the middle of the octagon, and I will not be the first one to take a step back. I promise you. I'm paraphrasing or something like that. Cool. I like Chandler a lot. I do. I was really high on him when he came in. When he beat Hooker, I was like, I told you guys. He's the real deal. I do not like this matchup for him. 155 is so stacked. I was going to say these might be the two best guys, but it's hard to say. I think it's hard to argue that the four best guys aren't. I don't have the rankings pulled up, but I'm assuming there's something like, oh, there's a champ, Poirier, probably Gaethje, and probably Chandler. I'm guessing, but those are my top four guys in 155. So you can kind of put them in whatever order you want. It's hard, but I'm saying Gaethje and Chandler might be the two best guys in the division. I guess it's hard to say Chandler's in the top two without Oliveira because Oliveira knocked him out. But shuffle them around. It's so stacked. This top four are unbelievable. I love Oliveira as the champ. I love that he had the Michael Bisping-esque route to the belt. Long. I mean, I don't think he's as old, but actually, I think he's pretty young. I think he got in the game pretty young, kind of like a Max Holloway. Whereas or Jose Aldo, a lot of years on the clock, like been fighting forever, but in age, he's pretty young. But I dig the Oliveira long route to the title. Finally got it. Very Bisping-esque. Like I really dig that. I think he's a great champ. I don't know how it's going to go against Poirier. I'm very excited. Very exciting. I think that could easily go either way. Hard to predict. I think they're going to do that in December when it gets announced officially and we're getting there. I'll make an official prediction. I always flip my mind on these things, so I don't know how to predict that one. So I'm not even going to say yet. I don't know. But Gaethje Chandler, I'm very excited. I think Gaethje wins. I think Gaethje probably knocks him out. I think it's a bad matchup. We always talk about how hard Gaethje is to take down, but then Khabib took him down pretty easy. But again, Khabib's different level. I don't know, Chandler, I feel like he's short. His reach isn't that good. Of course, none of that mattered against Dan Hooker. I get it. But I think he's going to have a hard time getting close to Gaethje, and Gaethje's striking is just so good. And he also hits like a Mack truck. So I don't know. And then his wrestling defense, of course, everyone talks about how good it is. So I think Chandler might even have a hard time taking him down. And every time he blitzes in for a shot, I think he's going to get caught. And Gaethje hits like a motherfucker. So I think it'll be lights out for Chandler, but he's stirring the pot a little bit, making it a little personal. Maybe not personal, maybe mind games, but that was pretty interesting. I don't know what else to talk. I guess I'll just run through predict the fights for next week. I think I had it pulled up. I don't have it pulled up anymore. I know it's Spann versus Anthony Smith. I think Ian Cutelaba is on the card, co-main, and then let me see. Here we go. I'll pull it up. I'll do quick little predictions for the ones I know, and then I guess I'm done here. This is kind of strange doing it by myself. So the main event, this is for next week. What is it? September 18th, Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann. If you know me or if you've listened to me or anything, I am an Anthony Smith fan. It's a crazy amount of fights, crazy amount of experience, very well. His crazy finish rate. One that has to be one of the highest in the UFC. Over 90% finish rate. So if he wins a fight, he's probably finishing you. And could be a little bit wrong, but as far as submissions and knockouts, it's a lot of each. Like it's pretty he's got a solid ground game and a solid stand-up game. Of course, he has a lot of miles on the clock, and sometimes he underperforms. Hopefully Alex better listen to this. If Alex doesn't listen to this, that's fucked up. Alex seems to be an Anthony Smith hater, but I like him. I hope he wins. I think I'll predict him to beat Ryan Spann. I'm not sure if I can get odds here. Alex is usually my odds guy. Right now I'm on the UFC website. Sometimes they put him on there. Maybe they just do that the day of the fight. I don't know the odds. I would assume Smith is a slight favorite, but again, could be wrong. Sometimes I'm very surprised by the odds. So I'm going to go Smith. I'm going to go Smith by stoppage. Let's go Smith by submission. Let's do that. Ian Cutelaba versus Devin Clark is the co-main. That's exciting. Both these guys I feel like are really exciting. I don't know. I'm flipping a coin here. I'll go Cutelaba. I also assume he's probably a decent favorite. The UFC website has Nicholas Mota fighting Nicholas Mota, so I'm assuming he's not fighting himself. If he was, I pick him to win. So they haven't updated that. I got Ariane Lipsky versus Maddie Bohm. Maddie Bohem. Bohm. I'm not sure. She doesn't even have a picture on the website. I'm a Lipsky fan. I became a Lipsky fan when she had that crazy. She was in a calf slicer and she had that crazy knee bar close to the fence. And it was like meme worthy. It was gnarly. And then, of course, being a submission guy, I was like, Lipsky. I dig it. I don't think she's had a submission since, but I'll take Lipsky in that fight. Let's see who else is fighting. Oh, Jaquan Buckley. Jaquan, the guy with the crazy last year's spinning knockout kick with his foot grabbed. He's fighting Antonio Arroyo. I guess I'll take Buckley. That's the main card. And if anyone on the prelims is interesting, Cheyenne Bay's husband, JP Bays, is on there fighting Montel Jackson. I don't know much about. I know I really like Cheyenne Bays, but I don't know a whole lot about her husband. So I can't really make a prediction there. Hannah Goldie is fighting Emily Whitmore. That's the very first fight of the whole night. I know both those ladies. Man, that's tough. I like Hannah Goldie. I like Whitmore too. I'll take Goldie. I don't think this is her second or third UFC fight. I think Goldie came up short in her last fight, but she fought. I think it was close, and I think it wasn't very long ago. So, let's go Hannah Goldie there, and then let me see. Man, see, I did all that talk and I was wrong. All that talk. If you stuck around this long, I apologize. Because now I'm thinking, now it's looking like Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler 2 is on the Volkanovski Ortega card. So the whole thing I went on about was wrong. So this is why I need Alex. This is why I need Alex. I gotta find that card. I gotta find to make sure I know. Hopefully the Gaethje card's at least on there. I got that part right. Find it. Pretty sure the Gaethje card, Gaethje and Chandler, is on the Usman Covington card, but please. Okay, it is. Okay. So it is the third fight. It's not behind Lawler and Nick Diaz. That's in two. We got the Volkanovski Ortega card, which I did not know. That's the card it was on. It's exciting. It's even sooner. It is on the Usman versus Covington 2, Rose versus Weili 2, then Gaethje Chandler. That's such a stat card. Sean Strickland, Luke Rockhold, Duran Duranmi, Irene Aldana, Frankie Edgar, Cheeto Vera, Ally Quinta versus Bobby Green. That's a good card. Sorry, but anyways, so there is that. And I think I'm out of stuff to talk about. So, hopefully next week we'll have the doctor and the driver. And I'm trying to get a triple D action going on. I'm trying to have the doctor, the driver, and the drummer. Fiddy is a drummer. He played. My wife and I went and watched him play last Saturday in his band, live music at a bar. It was great. Really good. And then I just came up with this clever idea: the doctor, the driver, and the drummer for a special episode. Hopefully that was not too painful. I haven't done that before. So anyways, hopefully it was all right. And hopefully I can find a way to get this to Alex because I don't know how to upload this stuff. Alex is the tech guy. And hopefully I get, fingers crossed. I said I probably shouldn't even say anything. I'm repeating it. Hopefully I get October 30th on that super fight. If I do, I'll have the link in my bio and all that stuff. It'll be streamed live. So fingers crossed, and see you guys next time.